Well, what an absolutely sensational start to the Premier League season that was for Manchester City. Oh, aren't you buzzing? How many times have you watched the highlights, Blues? Come on, you've watched them at least four. At least four. What a start to the season it was. 4-0 away from home, slapping down a marker. Sending out a message that Manchester City are back. And I'm going to say it, we are back. We're back to what we know we're familiar with. Being back doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go and win everything. When I say back, I just mean the scintillating, exciting football where we go away and dismantle a Premier League opposition. I don't want to hear this bollocks about it was only Wolves. I've heard a few City fans say that already, which is, you know, you're going to get a few. But it's only the Premier League. It's only 4-0 away from home in the Premier League. You know, so other than that, a bit average really, wasn't it? Bollocks! It was bloody brilliant. Massive shout out to Manchester City, by the way, the football club I'm talking about, for including me in the promo video, the hype video going into this season. Have a look at this.
Tevez on towards Nasri! 2-1 Manchester City!
He's won this tie here for Manchester City.
Bobby's there, still Bob! Oh!
Into the area goes Mahrez. What a comeback!
Shots a ball, they go! They go! City have come back from the dead!
Times are changing. Football is changing. Pep Guardiola is adapting. That was me! That was me! Hey! Times are changing. Football is changing. Pep Guardiola is adapting. Oh, big up Manchester City, including me in your video. I'll send you an invoice. I'm kidding. I've nicked enough of their footage to use on my channel. You are more than welcome to use my stupid voice in your videos. Brilliant. Absolutely buzzing. And thanks to you guys in the comments. Because you know what? I watched that video. And I'd watched it twice. I didn't even clock it was me. I didn't even realise it was me. I had to be told by you guys in the chat yesterday in the watch long, as well as the comments for the actual video on YouTube. But big up to Manchester City and big up to Match Bingo for sponsoring this video.
Let's go.
Purchase a Match Bingo card for an upcoming game and receive a card that contains 15 random events like offsides, corners, VAR, goals, and if those events take place during the match, your card will automatically fill up as you play. Win cash prizes by filling 1 line, 2 lines, or a full house to bag yourself the grand prize. UK customers only. So big shout out to Match Bingo. Thank you for sponsoring this video. Let's get into the player ratings now. Have you missed them? I've missed them. Let's start with James Trafford. I've given him a 7.5. Clean sheet on his debut, can't really argue, a steady pair of hands. When he was called upon, which I thought was really important. I think there's a moment in the game that I didn't give enough credit to, that third goal. The ball over the top to Reinders was delicious. There was quite a few long balls he attempted that were a little bit wayward. He's young, he's learning. That's going to be part of his game. But that ball over into midfield for Reinders, the touch from Reinders was brilliant. But that was what got City on the move and turning around. Little 1-2 with Oscar Bob, cuts it back for Haaland, 3-0. But it starts with James Trafford. There were moments where he was called upon. I expect him to make those saves, and he did. So, very pleased. Solid return between the sticks for Manchester City for James Trafford. Diaz. A few loosey-goosey passes. A bit loosey-goosey in the first half, I thought, and they weren't punished, thankfully. They weren't punished. I thought he settled down pretty well in the second half, though, calmed himself down, and he led that line really well, doing his usual gesturing and instructions being handed out to the defenders around him. He controlled the back line really well in the second half, I thought, but there was a noticeable, evident amount of rust to his game in the first half. 2 passes that were really, really, really dangerous. And we didn't get punished for them, thankfully. But I still was pleased to see what I saw in the second half and partnering John Stones alongside him, which was a partnership back in the day when I'm talking 2023, so not that long ago. But do you know what I mean? That partnership back then was really, really good. And maybe we'll see something like that as well. But knowing that Vardiol's is going to be coming back, knowing Kassanov is as promising as he is, we know what Akanji and Ake are both capable of as well. Both, I'm talking positively, by the way, there, between those two players. But still, it was a good partnership and it looked good in the second half in particular. The other half, John Stones, I'm giving him a 7.5, an extra 0.5 on his score for that block in the first half. Go and watch the highlights again. The offside goal, James Trafford makes a great save prior to that, was an offside as well. But the other offside goal that actually entered into the back of the net from a header, before that cross comes in, there was a block from John Stones that would have counted. It was not offside and would absolutely have been 1-0 Wolves, and we'd have been going, oh shit. But no, nothing to worry about because John Stones was there. Brilliant from John Stones, really pleased. And I loved how he carried that ball forward in the first half as well. The 2 out of 2 dribbles you can see there. Really good. Aggressive, assertive from John Stones. If we have John Stones fit for the whole season, then I think our defence is going to be pretty solid this year. I really do believe that because I think he's the best all-round defender that we have at the football club. I really believe that. Can't wait to see this season if he's fit. Kusanov, he comes onto the pitch. Normally don't rate players for less than 10 minutes of football, in all honesty. But look at the numbers. Look at those numbers, mate. 9 minutes of perfection. I've given him a 6.5, to be fair, but it was 9 minutes of perfection, so I had to talk about it, just purely because he came on and looked nice and strong, nice and solid. I just hope he gets a decent amount of minutes this season. Ryan Aït-Nouri, solid as a rock. One of our 4 debutants, and another fantastic debut. It was bloody brilliant from Ryan Aït-Nouri. The defensive numbers are incredibly impressive. Sound as a pound, Ryan Aït-Nouri. 6 tackles, 6 clearances, really good. He was mopping up that second half and first half. There was a few loose balls here and there from his side. Doku in the first half a couple of occasions, but Ryan Aït-Nouri was there to mop it up. I thought it was really good. And he came forward with purpose when necessary. Not quite as often as I think we're going to see throughout the season, but I do think he's going to come forward with purpose. Really good debut from Ryan Aït-Nouri, and I've given him an 8 out of 10. On to Nico O'Reilly. Not much to speak of, really. Very little to speak of. He came onto the pitch, 25 minutes of football to play for. Made no mistakes, really. 100% passing accuracy. Steady. I think we're going to see more of him this season. I'm looking forward to it, but not much to speak of, really, in this performance. Rico, 8. A very really impressive defensive numbers, but the all-round performance was just brilliant from Rico. I thought he was really good yesterday. Very little threat from Wolves coming down that side. Wolves' left-hand side, I didn't feel threatened at any point, really, when he was on the pitch in particular. Nice and tidy with some of his touches into midfield, 1-2s, linking up really well with Oscar Bob. Got himself an assist, of course. Linked up with Reinders really well on occasions. I thought he was brilliant, and he really did alleviate a lot of my right-back concerns. I'm not sure how permanent that alleviation will be over the course of the season, but getting off to a great start like that definitely alleviates my concerns for the right-back position. Nunes, giving him a 6, came on for Rico in the 66th minute. Put in some important defensive contributions, but there was one moment that I missed that kind of like elevated my concerns for the right-back position. A little bit harsh. It was more of a confusion between Nico Gonzalez and Mateus Nunes, where there was a short throw-in right by our own corner flag, where Nunes got caught on the ball. That's the error that led to a shot that you can see on his graphic. I'm being a little bit harsh because I actually think Nico Gonzalez was a little bit short with his pass, but excuse me. But I thought Nunes could have come to it a little bit quicker as well. So, yeah, a small cameo, but there were definite positives in Nunes' performance yesterday. I really thought that he showed some quality as well, but there was that little moment of a bit worrying. But, yeah, still, I thought right back looked solid yesterday, in particular from Rico. But speaking of the Ecos, Nico G, I'm giving him an 8. Look at these numbers. Look at these bloody numbers. 4 out of 4 dribble attempts. It's bloody Busquets, mate. You know, he was breaking up the play, doing what we all know he can do. He's a solid defensive player, but he was maintaining a high level of such a decent level of possession for Manchester City. But 4 out of 4 dribbles as well, carrying that ball forward to the standard of what we saw from John Stones, but on more than 4 occasions from Nico Gonzalez. I thought it was brilliant yesterday. And I mean, Rodri sat there up in the stands, watching this, thinking, I've got my work cut out for me to get back into this side. And he does. I think he will. I think he'll probably get alongside him. But we as City fans, from our perspective, we can sit back and go like, well, we know we've got cover. Absolutely brilliant from Nico Gonzalez to know that this guy is like, and I mean, all the concerns going into the season as well. Is he going to get minutes? City fans whinging. Oh, Kovacic is staying. That means Nico Gonzalez isn't going to play. Oh, well, not if he plays like that, mate. Pep's going to keep playing him if he plays like that. Of course he is. He has to. You know, it's only when Rodri comes back does he end up on the bench, most likely. But moving on, Bernardo. was not a surprise inclusion for the starting 11, to be honest. I thought he wasn't going to do it. I didn't think he would play him, but Pep played him. I was a little bit disappointed to start Bernardo Silva, but I've given him a 7, and he went under the radar again, my radar. I didn't give him enough credit because those numbers are good. Watching the game back in its entirety now, he made some big contributions, as you can see. 4 key passes, 2 big chances created, and 4 tackles. Not bad. Not bad at all for 66 minutes. And Pep bringing him off in 66 minutes shows that he's not afraid to substitute him. So it wasn't too much of a teacher's pet situation going on there. He did bring him off at the right moment as well. I thought it was a great game. It was a great day for Manchester City because I think it calmed a lot of the nerves that some City fans have and the PTSD of previous season. Considering Bernardo's performance plus coming off, I thought it was good. Good to see. Tijjani Reinders, 9. Man of the match, 100% deserves the Man of the Match award. Look, the numbers, actually, they look quite mediocre, but it's the important numbers that matter. The assist, the goal, the important numbers, the important moments, the brilliance of Tijjani Reinders in the moments that matter. He was the orchestrator of our first goal, don't forget. So even though he's not getting a goal and he's not getting an assist for that, he was the nucleus, the catalyst to the whole event of our first goal, with the power and the pace to drive right through the heart of Wolves' midfield with a lovely footwork to go ghost past the player as if he wasn't there. I can't remember who it was. He was going, I think it might have been Gomez or Andre, one of the 2 midfielders in Wolves' central midfield, and then to do a lovely little dink into Rico Lewis, the improvisation to get Rico into that position. And I mean, Rico's cutback was sensational, by the way. The vision, knowing Haaland was going to be there. The cohesiveness, the chemistry of everybody in that move was just top notch. I loved his celebrations as well. Tijjani Reinders going wild, mate. Just like, wah, wah. I just love it, mate. I love the passion. I love seeing it early. Passion from these players. He's just signed for City and he looks like he's one of us already. Love to see this from Tijjani Reinders. Man of the match, fully deserving. Doku, not his day. I didn't think it was a great performance. Very little impact on the game, but he never gave up. You know, he never gave up, he never will. That's Doku in a nutshell. He's a bundle of energy and he will never give up. But nothing was coming off for him, in all honesty. He was subbed off on the 66th minute as well. Still think it's going to be a big season for Jeremy Doku, but probably 66 minutes that we'll not really remember in the long run, to be honest. Oscar Bob, 7.5 I've given him. Much better output compared to Doku, at least, on the opposite side of Manchester City's midfield, and the numbers reflect that. Looked lively, linked up really well with Reinders and Rico Lewis on occasions, I thought. Lovely footwork at times. He bagged himself an assist, of course. It's just good. It's just good to have him back in the side. And you wonder what last season could have been if Oscar Bob had been fit, had he not broken his leg. Very exciting to see these players doing what they're doing in a Manchester City shirt. Brilliant. I'm absolutely buzzing, man. I'm so happy that he's back and we played like we played and we did what we did and we are top of the league and it's just good. It's good being a City fan. Speaking of good, Cherky's all right, isn't he? He's a bloody brilliant player, man. It's so exciting. Magic is the word, isn't it? It's magic. Rocking the number 10. Scores on his debut. Played for 18 minutes and we saw a little glimpse of the magician that he is. He's our wild card. We haven't had a player like this for quite some time. Very King Clancy-esque. Number 10, of course, as well. Just these moments of brilliance where we're just never going to take our eyes off him. I think Doku's in that same vein of thinking, just that magical ability to do something spectacular. But Cherky's just got this ability to just have a more refined end product to his game. And we saw that already. He smashed one into the bottom corner in 18 minutes of his debut. So, can't wait. That's the key now. I think City fans are just going to have to pull the excitement down a notch, me included, because I'm buzzing. I want to see more of him. I'm going to get frustrated throughout the season if he continues to start on the bench, and I think he will. I think he'll be thrown in gently by Pep Guardiola. So we as a fan base have to be patient with Cherky and Pep's decision to probably not play him every game. I said it in the off season that Cherky ain't going to start every game because I don't think Pep will throw him that far into the deep end, and that was proven. But if he keeps coming on as a substitute and doing what he's doing, there's going to be big conversations about how much minutes this guy actually deserves. Great to see. Marmouche, giving him a 6. Nothing really noteworthy to speak about, to be honest. It was pretty quiet substitute appearance. Kind of got in Reinders' way at one point where I thought the ball was to him. The Reinders was further out wide. Had that ball reached Reinders, he was getting a shot away, but Marmoush got a little touch on it and actually deflected it away from goal. But I'm still expecting big things from Marmoush. I just don't want to see an Alvarez situation. That's the key from this season for Marmoush for me, is I don't want to see any disgruntled players not getting the minutes that they want. He's clearly going to want big minutes, Marmoush, because he was the main guy at Eintracht Frankfurt, doing what he did in the Bundesliga, and rightly so. He should think that way. He deserves to think that way, because he's a goal scorer. He's a machine. Like, we saw what he could do in a City shirt in the small little window we saw after January onwards, smashing one in the top corner and get himself goal of the year, goal of the season. Yeah, brilliant. Starts on the bench on the opening day of the season, though, and he'll be hoping he doesn't start on the bench for the next few games. Maybe he won't. If Doku plays like he does, then Doku will be on the bench. That's good, though. It's competition. It's healthy. It's what we need. It's good. You just hope he doesn't get too down that line of, I want more, like Alvarez did. Finally, the big man, Erling Haaland, 8.5. Haaland doing what Haaland does, rattling cages, and I'm just looking forward to some in-depth Jamie Carragher analysis now. Just like, how many touches has Haaland had? How many touches has he had? Well, he had 13 in this game, Jamie. He's had 13. He's got 50% passing accuracy. That's 2 out of 4. Some fucking Sesame Street Barney maths for you there, mate. 2 out of 4, 50% passing accuracy. Here's some simple maths. 2 goals, City win. 3 points. Love it, mate. Tap-in merchant. The second one was far from a tap-in merchant, though. Smashing that into the bottom corner. Jose Sarr probably should have done a bit better with it, in all honesty. But yeah, shut your face. 2 goals. That's all he has to do, doesn't it? When he puts it in the back of the net, it's a case of shut your face, please. Because he scored 2 goals. Manchester City win the game. Those 2 big chances that he missed, I think, are a little bit harsh as well. Being punished for not being 6'8" seems a bit cruel, statistically. But either way, Manchester City are back. And I am absolutely buzzing about it. Are you? Let me know your thoughts, Blues. Like and subscribe to Typical City, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is Typical City now, holding up Silva.